what would you advise clients if they are looking to buy a property in the UAE, to buy it on the company or on a personal name?
I mean, I suppose it's different. I suppose obviously me, I've got a couple of off plans and a few investment ones myself. I've actually just bought them my own individual name. But then I thought to myself, I know that I'm going to not be leaving, so I might as well just buy them in my own name. Do you see what I mean? But in some circumstances, like in England, I would buy every single asset I had in a company. Do you see what I mean? Whereas here, right now, there's no income tax, is there?
No
so I
personal
feel like I
income.
might as well just buy them in my own individual name. Do you see what I mean? But over time, my stance on that might change. Do you see what I mean? But I guess we'll just have to keep reviewing it as legislation evolves and progresses. But yeah, right now, I feel like if you're a UAE resident, I can't see why you couldn't buy it in your personal name. Whereas maybe if you're living outside of the UAE,
Yeah, some of them
my brain would tell me maybe let's buy it in a company.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
A lot of people are doing that. They're buying a company with, or for example, if they have, say, a partner or several partners, they sometimes buy it with a company.
Yeah, but then I suppose, if you've got partners, you might be buying them with other people, like whether that be mates or family, whatever. That would make sense. It's very difficult there, I feel like. But let's call it deeds. I don't think, is it T? I guess they're deeds in effect here, and they obviously register with the DED when you buy a property, land registry equivalent. I guess obviously it'll be broken down as to who owns it in what percentages. It'd be cleaner and easier of a company, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So what's the process of obtaining the TRC, the tax resident certificate?
It's through the same portal that everyone has probably been driving everyone insane. The FTA website, where you had to set up your portal to do the corp tax registration, which technically everyone who's got a company, unless it's set up very recently, would have registered the portal to do the corp tax reg within the deadline to save the 10K fine. Same as all the people that have that registered would have also used the same portal. It's the same portal. It's via the FTA through their portal is where people pursue that tax residency certificate. Yeah, through the FTA.
So anyone can do it easily,
Anyone
or would you suggest?
They might as well do it themselves. I mean, people ask me to do it, and I just say, why pay? Then they know your passport. They know if you've been. It's actually, I'm led to believe, I've not actually personally done one because I've never needed one, but I was speaking to a guy that does specialise in this the other day. He's become a friend of mine. They know the days that you've been in the country, basically, because they're aware if you've been present or not. So they sort of know your days. I've been told it's a very administrative task. It's pretty straightforward. You just log in via the portal and you apply for the certificate.
Okay,
simple as that. Yeah.
Pretty easy. So what's the corporate tax here? It's 9%.
9%. Yeah.
So if a client makes a profit of 100,000 USD or 500,000 USD, he still will have to pay the 9%.
On 100,000 USD, no, because obviously that works out at about 375, and you've got let's call it an exemption allowance. The first 375,000 AED, the first $100,000 approx, is 0% corp tax. It's only on profits above that would create a corp tax charge, and it's 9%.
So how can you get more profit and reduce the tax?
Well, obviously, for the first X amount of years, you've got SBR, small business relief, as you know. So if for the smaller entities here in the UAE, all the businesses that turn over less than 3 million AED, which will clear a lot. Think how many people are here are one-man band, consultants, freelancers. You've got to be going some to be billing more than that, realistically. I've been told that small business relief will pretty much eliminate corp tax for apparently 90% of the businesses in the UAE. Because if the businesses turn over less than 3 million, like I said, even if say you turned over 2.9 and you had a telephone bill, a laptop, and that's pretty much how you operate your business, you're going to make pretty much 2.8 million. Still won't pay corporation tax, although it's significantly higher than the 375 because we can claim as an auditor small business relief.
Okay,
and it will just then it eliminates the corporation tax charge that would have been applicable.
So as you say, 90% would be able to pay in the end 0% tax.
0% tax, as long as your turnover is less than the 3 million.
Yeah.
When you think about that, it's probably, let's say I've got 500 clients. I probably know that 450, 475 of them probably will qualify for small business relief. So you work out the maths, it's about 90%, isn't it?
But do you think that's the aim of the UAE, or do they also want to just make it easy for companies, or you think they're going to hire or make it more complicated somehow?
I mean, like, obviously not that I'm trying to downplay what we do as an accountancy firm, but actually when it's same as in England, 95+% of the work is actually producing the accounts. The corporate tax return is a very small proportion of what I would call the year-end process, you know? So but here it's the same. It's the accounts speak 1,000 words. What the profit from doing them accounts after that, it's not a million miles away from a simple-ish calculation, isn't it? Bar a few minor adjustments or whatever it may not be. But when someone qualifies for small business relief, corporate tax return is pretty easy. That's why I won't bill for them.